Welcome back to Broken Electronics. I'm Lee, and I'm so glad you could join me today for something I think is going to be very, very special. We have recently, on our little corner of YouTube here, reached the 1,000 subscriber mark. It's been a long, long time coming, and sort of culmination of things that I've tried to do. What I have tried to do with the channel right along is to make videos about things that interest me and then share them and hope that there will be some people out there who are interested by it as well. And that seems to have been the case for at least 1,000 of you. So anyway, my very sincere and deep thanks. Now what I'm going to do in today's video will be something I haven't done on this channel in a long time. An unboxing. And the reason I haven't done it in a long time is they've never been very popular. Oh well. So what are we going to unbox? Well, you know what's in here because you will have seen the title of the video. But look at this. This is one of the ugliest boxes I think I have ever received. The only one rivaling it, in fact it may have been even a little bit uglier, was the one with my third Mac Pro 5.1, which is what gave our little channel its name. Cobbled together box. This happened to be part of what was cobbled together on it. Turned out to be excellent packaging because the machine, one of the very few Mac Pros I've received through the mail that was in immaculate condition. All right, now this box, there's this extensive plastic stuff on it that's going to take a lot of cutting, I think, to get into. Oh, it's all tape too. Oh wow. Oh, I'm so glad I decided to do this on video. Okay. Gotta get enough of this stuff off that we can begin to open it. Oh, man. Okay. So this should now... Like I'm worried about ripping this box. Another piece of tape. All the way from Atlanta this thing came. Yeah, I mean just... At the very least, there are no packing peanuts in here. I'm glad to be able to say that. Tons of wrap and here it comes. I think that's just filler. Obviously it's a Mac Mini, but again, as I said, you already know that. And did come with a power cord. That's always a good thing. You'll be surprised how many people sell these things and don't bother to include the power cord. They're just standard figure 8 connections. Not difficult. All right. So, another entry for the Mac Mini collection. But this is a big one because my Mac Mini collection starts with the first Mac Mini ever, the PowerPC G4 Mini, runs through all of the Intel models, up to and including the 2018, and now the first entry in the new world of Mac Minis. This is the M1 Mac Mini, the first Mac Mini. All right. Interesting. Okay. And now I had quite forgotten what is exactly on these things for I/O. the power connector, of course, Ethernet, I think that's gigabit Ethernet, two Thunderbolt 3 ports, HDMI, nice thing to have, two USB-A ports, which is kind of handy because that will make it possible to put a keyboard in there. I'm eventually going to use a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse on the machine, but we've got to get some sort of input for it to start out in the first place. Okay. Now, this machine has 16 gigabytes of RAM. I would not have bought it with less than that. I looked at a number of machines that had 1 terabyte SSDs. Those go through the roof. So this is a 512. I thought 512 is enough that you can have the operating system, you can have the applications that you need on there, and you have enough room on the drive, first of all, for it to run smoothly and quickly, and they do run very quick. And secondly, that anything you may be working on, you can work on this drive before you go to an external drive. Now, I have procured an external enclosure into which I put a 4 terabyte NVMe SSD, so we should end up with plenty of storage and plenty of reasonably fast storage on this machine. So now what else did I get? And I may not have been as well prepared for this as possible because I don't have everything right in front of me. But I do have an adapter so I can connect the 30-inch Apple Cinema display to this machine. It converts the dual link DVI from this monitor to Thunderbolt 3. And so we'll be able to do that. So yeah, I guess we've got the connectivity we need. We've got the Thunderbolt port in order to plug the SSD into, and another Thunderbolt port into which we can plug the monitor. And that gives us these two USB A ports, USB 3A, so we can put in our keyboard and mouse. I guess we're ready to connect this up and give it its first boot. Well, first boot in my possession at any rate. It's a used machine, of course, it's been used. So if you want to follow along with that, please stay tuned. All right, we've got things connected, so let's power it on. And the chime. So yeah, and this would be expected, of course. We're going to have to go through the initial setup. It's been given a clean install. So I shall go through this off camera, and then we'll take a look at the wonders of this machine. Stay tuned. A lot of little things are different. We're waiting for things to load up here, but interesting to see Happy Mac right there in the middle of the screen. Stay tuned again. All right, here we are. Now I've done one quick modification here. I set the internal SSD to display on the desktop. And the reason I do that is because I started out with Macs 10.3 Panther, and at that point, this was just the way it always was. And I'm so used to seeing that there, it would drive me crazy not to have it. All right, let's see where we're at here and about this Mac. Mac Mini, the chip Apple M1, 16 gigabytes of memory. Startup disk says Macintosh HD. They always say that that is the soldered-on internal SSD. Now, interesting. Okay, Monterey. 12.0.1. That was the first version of Monterey that came out. It came out with the 0.1 version. All right. So that obviously needs to be updated. And to tell you the truth, I think I'm just going to take this straight to Sonoma. New machine, why not? Looking at our storage, we have the 500 gigabyte flash storage, and then the external 4 terabyte PCI Express solid state drive. That should be good. Now, one thing I am going to change. There's actually 2 things concerning the mouse that I change. And I wanted to do this on camera just because I'm curious. Is there anybody out there who actually leaves the natural scroll direction on? Drives me crazy. When I was doing the setup, the fact that the scrolling would be backwards. So anyway, I always eliminate that. And the other one, yeah, it's funny, going back and forth between operating systems. Accessibility. Pointer size. Okay, I always increase the pointer size, particularly in a high resolution such as this, because the normal pointer is just very, very hard to see. And of course you can shake it and it increases and that helps you find it. But we're pretty much set up to go. Okay. Let's run software update. Sonoma 4.1.2. Let's just do it. Now, before I click the upgrade now, I want to time this. Stay tuned. Okay, yes, I wanted to time this just to get the comparison, what it's like. Now, the downloading currently says 51 minutes, but that's dropping considerably. I'm just curious to see how this compares. Downloading will probably be about the same. It's the same connection that we've been getting. Preparing, we would hope would be faster, but I'm going to time the entire thing just to compare it with what it's like doing these upgrades using OCLP on unsupported machines. Stay tuned. Okay. Total download was just shy of 29 minutes. We'll reset it and start the clock again for the install. Stay tuned. All right, that really wasn't that bad. Just slightly over 31 minutes from starting the installation to arriving at the desktop. So really very good. Okay, I think where we're going to go from here, I'll be transferring information from my M1 MacBook Air to make the setup more quickly. And we shall see what happens from here. In any event, be good to other people. They need it and deserve it. Be good to yourselves. We will accomplish much good in this world, but it has to start with being good to ourselves. We will make this world a better place. It is not yet, so please take very, very good and careful care. You're important. As far as where we're coming next, it's a little hard to say exactly when this episode is going to air. I actually made it slightly in advance of the 1,000 subscriber mark, although we're very close. As soon as we go over that, this will slot in, and it may be in the midst of other things. But we've got a lot coming up on the Mac Mini front, certainly. The ongoing saga of the 5.1 2010 Mac Pros in running Sonoma and other currently supported operating systems. PowerPC is still there, and we'll have some more PowerPC content. Until those things are up and available on the channel, though, this has been Broken Electronics.